Michael Keaton returns, The Undertaker retires, and Star Wars Squadrons take my money, please. All coming up next. Alright everybody, Robert Jerdee here, your guide to the world of pop culture and all things nerdy. Feel free to like and subscribe. I've got my social medias down here. And let's get into the news, shall we? The first thing I want to talk about. Rumor has it, multiple sources are reporting that Michael Keaton is in talks to reprise his role as Batman in the upcoming Ezra Miller Flashpoint Flash movie. Potentially very exciting news. Hey, actually today is the 31st anniversary of Batman '89, my favorite Batman, of course. Michael Keaton, my favorite Batman. This story, I'm not sure whether to believe or not. I think it would be cool for Michael Keaton Batman to do a Batman Beyond film. I think that would be kind of a little more interesting. And I also know that because of Ezra Miller's previous chokeslam of a fan issue, check out that video if you haven't got a chance. To each whatever. I don't see it happening. The DC Universe, the DC EU, the movie version, has really had its ups and downs, and I didn't like Justice League necessarily, but I thought that Ezra Miller was probably the most endearing of the characters, the funniest. And but with everything going on with him, I just don't see this happening. Now, what they're talking about is having Michael Keaton coming in and being a Nick Fury-esque character who goes through the DCEU multiverse, and I guess recruits different Supermen and different characters, Green Lanterns, throughout different dimensions, kind of like what they did with Crisis on Infinite Earths. You saw Ezra Miller do a Flash cameo, and I think that's what they're trying to do with Michael Keaton, to have him be, like I said, the Nick Fury, to unite multiple dimensions of the DC universe. Honestly, I don't see it happening. I don't see a lot happening for the DC Extended Universe, and while I think this rumor is cool and I'd love to see it as a Batman Beyond, I'm gonna hedge my bet on this one. I don't know if that means hedge my bet, but I'm gonna bet that this does not happen. Stamp noise. Does not happen. But that's just me. We can always go back to this later and prove me wrong. All right, next thing I want to talk about, Star Wars Squadrons. This game looks amazing, and it's a sweet place in my heart for all the nerdy kids my age who are old now. All the nerdy kids my age who only wanted one thing in life, and that was to be a starship pilot. This looks like you could recreate your dreams. It's a beautiful looking game. It comes out in, from what I understand, late August on multiple platforms, and it's a first-person piloting flight simulator, essentially. You get to, now from what the games look like, there's a lot of not only screenshots, but gameplay out there as well on YouTube. It's only a first-person shooter, which seems interesting. No third person, no back views, and you're with your squadrons. Now, it does also looks like you don't get to pilot some of the more hero vehicles, like the Millennium Falcon or Slave One, kind of like in Battlefront 2. Those Yoda's Jedi ship makes its way available. But it looks like you get to pick from the classic sort of squadron-based vehicles, your A-Wings, your X-Wings, Y-Wing, which is my guy, slow and steady wins the day. You also get to pick on the Empire as well. TIE Fighters, TIE Interceptors, TIE Bombers. It looks like an amazing game. Plus, you've got a variety, I think it's like 50 plus levels of customization. You can affect your shields, your engines, your firing, your all kinds of different stuff. I am afraid though, let's talk about this, it is an EA game, and EA really biffed the rollout launch of Battlefront 2 with their monetization of the game. Now, EA has pulled back on that. They got a lot of backlash, and because of that, now Battlefront 2 is kind of shaken out, and it's a fun game. I think it's getting, more people are coming back to it, as opposed to that early beginning when people just felt burned that they had to spend all this money to get Return of the Jedi Luke Skywalker, So hopefully, EA doesn't do the same thing. They've learned the mistakes from the past, and will limit the monetization. Look, I mean, I get it. You want to spend 20 bucks to get 20 gold credits to apply towards your X-Wings customization. I get that, and you should be able to spend money. But the fact that they pushed it so far with Battlefront 2 really made a lot of gamers like, not interested. So hopefully this is a big way to win people back. And you look at the gameplay and it looks amazing. Team up with your friends, your family members, get in a squad, and just take out the Rebel Alliance. Ah. Star Wars Squadrons. I'm excited, you should be too. All right, and finally today, let's talk about the Undertaker. Famous Mark Calloway, big, was it Texas Red, mean Mark Callis, and eventually becoming the Deadman, the Undertaker, the biker. So many iterations we've seen of the Undertaker. He announced on his Last Ride documentary show that's airing on the WWE Network that he's done. He's officially retiring in ring. You know, he signed a WWE contract for the next 15 years, so he will always be associated with World Wrestling Entertainment. He's just not going to be in ring anymore. And it's good because, you know, hey, I feel like The Undertaker has been wrestling injured for the last 20 years. If you've seen Hell in a Cell, the amazing Hell in a Cell with Mankind, his like foot is broken, he's limping around, but he still pulls off an amazing job. And most recently, you know, the Graveyard match. If you saw that cinematic Graveyard match, you know, The Undertaker, he's still got, I mean, he's The Undertaker. He's the dead man. He's going to rise from the grave and shoot electricity, and he's awesome. And so, like with the Graveyard match, you can still see he's got these cinematic matches still inside him. I guess just the day-to-day grind of being in the ring, and, you know, his WrestleMania wrestling streak is in the Guinness Book of World Records. Brock Lesnar, you surf. But The Undertaker officially retiring from in-ring wrestling. Sad day, but thank you to the man who has shot lightning and worn elaborate costumes in the Ministry, and one of my favorite video game characters to play. Thank you, Deadman, for all that you've done. And he, you know, in-ring wrestling is retiring, but these cinematic matches that are happening because of no crowds, all I'm saying is this. The Undertaker with his lightning powers versus Sting and the army of Sting clones with bats, that would be a cinematic masterpiece. Get the Russo brothers on that. That's the match I want to see. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Robert Jerdee here, your guide to the world of pop culture and all things nerdy. Again, feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you so much to my nerdy family who have been sharing and commenting and liking these videos. I really appreciate it, and together we're growing this channel, making it bigger and bigger as nerds unite. I'm gonna edit that out going forward. So again, Robert Jerdee, thank you so much. I have so much fun making these videos, and thank you for watching. Take care and have a great day.